Top Ukraine expert Colonel Alexander Vindman was the first to testify this week. He made waves when he described the July 25th call between Trump and Ukrainian President Zelensky inappropriate and improper, alleging bribery.
It is improper for the President of the United States to demand a foreign government investigate a U.S. citizen and a political opponent.
Since first testifying privately, Vindman has been the subject of countless character attacks by the Republicans, suspicious of his patriotism due to the fact that he was born in the Soviet Union. He expressed his loyalty to the U.S. and thanked his deceased father for bringing him here.
Dad, I'm sitting here today in the U.S. Capitol talking to our elected professionals is proof that you made the right decision 40 years ago to leave the Soviet Union and come here to the United States of America in search of a better life for our family. Do not worry. I will be fine for telling the truth.
Bombshell testimony came on the second day from Ambassador to the EU, Gordon Sondland. Sondland, a Trump appointee, became the first witness to directly accuse the president of bribery. Bribery is an impeachable offense under the Constitution.
Was there a quid pro quo? As I testified previously, with regard to the requested White House call and the White House meeting, the answer is yes.
The ambassador also stated that he and other advisors were directed by the president to pressure Ukraine into investigating his political opponents. President Trump responded to Sondland's testimony outside the White House, using notes written in large handwriting with a black Sharpie.
I don't know him very well. I have not spoken to him much. This is not a man I know well. Seems like a nice guy, though. But I don't know him well. He was with other candidates. He actually supported other candidates. Not me. Came in late.
Later on Wednesday, Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense to Ukraine, Laura Cooper, helped place a timeline to the Democrats' case. In her testimony, she stated that Ukraine knew about the freeze on their military aid much earlier than Republicans previously claimed. This undermines the argument that there could not have been a quid pro quo at the time of the July phone call because the Ukrainians simply did not know their aid was at stake.
On July 25th, a member of my staff got a question from a Ukraine embassy contact asking what was going on with Ukraine security assistance.
And yesterday, top Russia expert Fiona Hill, a former White House employee, warned that the narrative that Ukraine hacked the 2016 election was dangerous, as it was letting Russia off the hook. She said it was hurting American diplomacy because the State Department was blaming Russia for the attack, while the president was blaming Ukraine.
Based on questions and statements I've heard, some of you on this committee appear to believe that Russia and its security services did not conduct a campaign against our country, and that perhaps, somehow, for some reason, Ukraine did. This is a fictional narrative that has been perpetrated and propagated by the Russian security services themselves. The unfortunate truth is that Russia was the foreign power that systematically attacked our democratic institutions in 2016. This is the public conclusion of our intelligence agencies, confirmed in bipartisan congressional reports. It is beyond dispute, even if some of the underlying details must remain classified.
The House Intelligence Committee is expected to begin the process of writing an official report with its findings and recommendations. I'm Grace Papish, back to you.
Thanks, Grace. Democrats had plenty to say about Trump and the impeachment inquiry during Wednesday's Democratic debate in Atlanta and pulled no punches when attacking the president.
By the way, I learned something about these impeachment trials. I learned, number one, that Donald Trump doesn't want me to be the nominee.
He is likely the most corrupt president in the modern history.
We have a criminal living in the White House. And there is no question that in 2020, the biggest issue before us until we get to that tender moment is justice is on the ballot.
Top takeaways from the night included a focus on electability, some agreement among candidates about major topics like climate change, and butting heads between progressives and moderates. The next Democratic debate will be December 19th in Los Angeles. Only 6 candidates have qualified so far.